Peace to the nation. Hope you all are doing well this morning. Uh, I'm just leaving my assignment. By assignment, I mean my plantation. By my plantation, I mean my employment. And I call my employment Plantation Candyland. And I've just finished my hours with Mr. Candy. So, I was just thinking, what, you got a lot of time to think, while you are toiling away on your task at your job, or as I call it, my plantation. And I was just thinking, right? Now this has been a topic that's been discussed widely throughout the social media, internet, whatever. Last week, Dr. Umar's daughter made her appearance, I guess her introduction to the cyber world. And in her making her introduction, she called upon all the people that might know Dr. Umar, followers of Dr. Umar, Dr. Umar's content. I personally do not listen to Dr. Umar. If I want to hear Dr. Umar talk, I listen to the originator, Dr. Amos Wilson. Dr. Amos Wilson was a clinical psychologist. He specialized in child psychology. He wrote several books, and whenever I heard him speak, it was constructive value. He wasn't on there skirt chasing or trying to match to whatever fans he might have. I don't made there's speculations about but that's not important. Dr. Umar, in my eyes, pales in comparison to Dr. Amos Wilson. Now, she came on looking. She wanted to get someone to get in contact with Dr. Umar because she had been trying to get in contact with her father, and her father wasn't returning her messages or calls. I imagine in his work, Dr. Umar. I keep on saying Dr. Umar Jermaine is busy, I imagine, and she hadn't heard back from him, so she had to come to the internet. So by her coming to the internet, Dr. Umar, I imagine he felt shame because he presents himself as for the kids. And I guess, he's been building a school for a considerable amount of time for the black boys, the Booker T. Washington School, whatever. And it's been for a while. So he I imagine he felt a little shame, and from my opinion, the way he responded to that, which in my opinion, he shouldn't have responded at all. He should have kept his mouth shut. But what he did, he came online like he was just someone like me, I guess, a struggle streamer who I don't have a whole lot of followers or subs or things, at least not on here. I don't have a lot of subs or nothing like that. I'm just on here talking for the most part. But he treated her like this. He said, stop looking ridiculous. Stop looking ridiculous. Now, mind you, this is your daughter. You already, from the presentation that your daughter is giving, you're not really very close to your daughter and hasn't been very instrumental in her life. So for your response, all she wanted to find out was, could you get her in contact with her sister? You get on a tirade. I got my white man paperwork. Let's have a sit down. Let's you and your mother have a sit. She didn't say anything about having to sit down and talk about your ability to father or your lack of ability to father her. She wanted to find out where her sister was. And you and Jermaine Umar seemed pretty perplexed and pretty engaged on trying to figure out, can you bring your mama? Can you bring it wasn't the focus on getting the girl with her family member. The focus was on, I guess, reminiscing or having some type of contact. Now, mind you, the girl mother is married. The relationship that they had, that Umar and her had, although it produced a child, is over with, had been over with for a considerable amount of time. And I imagine since she was the one that came and made the request, I imagine that the baby mama somebody's wife, didn't want to have nothing to do with you. Umar, yeah, my pants better work. I'm going to the car wash, y'all. So yeah, Umar snaps on his daughter. And that's shameful to me. It comes down to the fact that these guys present themselves to be something. And then when you look at it at a closer examination, you start to see what their worth actually is. And it's like there's a term called poor righteous teacher. Let me make sure my shit ain't getting fucked up. This is what we are. There's a term called poor righteous teacher. Now, if your heart is about teaching black empowerment, showing people methods of black empowerment, teaching them about their history, giving them tools and resources to empower themselves, then you don't necessarily, your goal is not necessarily to enrich yourself personally. It's not about you trying to get you some money off of telling people this. Now that might be a nice little extra benefit doing it. But that's not what, if you're righteous, then the goal is to complete. Now hold up for a second. So I want to holler at y'all. What up, 912? Hi, Red. Hi. You got a long name. Hi. Him, FN, whatever. I know y'all might be robots, but hello to you all. But hold up. I don't want to yell. I'm almost to the car wash. Whenever I got me a pass. So whenever I get out of work, I come through here. I don't waste my car wash pass. I have a plus wash. I get my little wheels, my tires shine. I get my wax. So, hold up, I'm almost done. So, if you're righteous about what you're doing, if your goal and your intention is really to get your people right and share with your people what you know and what they can do to make themselves better people underneath the gaze of black empowered, then you don't do self-righteous things like have to have a damn near 10, 15-year window of begging for people to build a school for the people that's gonna have to end up paying enrollment for their kids to go to the school. That's kind of like another person, another conscious black another black empowerment conscious person that whenever they have a project, whether it be a movie or some form of a convention or get together, it has to be a passing around of the hat. And then what it ends up doing is like, okay, whether it be the movie or whether it be the event, the people end up having to first of all finance to get the project done. Then once the project is done, they have to pay for it. That's not the righteous, in my mind and from my opinion. You can say I'm wrong if you want to. That's not a righteous way of doing things. In my mind, that's self-righteous. And by self-righteous, that means that you're considering yourself and how it benefits you when you embark upon doing the thing it is in which you call yourself doing for your people. If it don't benefit you, then that's not nothing that you want to do to enrich your people. You don't want to take no L's or no losses. You don't want to. You don't want to do what is called known as a sacrifice. You don't want to sacrifice whatever comfort or whatever resources or cash you might have to go toward this purpose, this cause you claim to have. You rather go to the people. And then you have those folks, like I said, Dr. Amos Wilson. I never really seen no evidence. You know, he was around. Before the internet came into play, so it wasn't really no you couldn't really see how he might be how it is now, where you can see that the so-called conscious leader is a conscious speaker is sideline macking to whatever gullible women who choose to follow him on a righteous sense of the word, because in his self-righteous mind, since I'm that guy, then I have a pick and choose of whichever gullible minded woman that has placed their faith and placed their loyalty in me. So that way, since I have them in that mind state, then I can do whatever I want to do perceivably with that woman. I could do, whether I utilize her for sex, I could utilize her for money, or whatever. What's the word I'm looking for? Whatever other benefits I could get out of this woman that I've used my charm and my words and my charisma and my popularity to do. Now, I must admit, there's been a time when I followed some of these guys, and after a while, I think it came, and I always talk about my guy. I think it came when I came across Charleston White. Now, one thing that I know is about Mr. Charleston White. Mr. Charleston White wasn't going around, I need this money for this. Here's my cash app, this, that, and the third. When he got on there, his delivery was rough. But at the end of the rough message he gave, the roughness, he always had a tidbit of constructive information. Although he might say, I wasn't on here to get no message, I wasn't on here to spread no particular word. But even in the course of him playing on the internet, getting out whatever frustrations that he had on the internet by actually working in the community with the people, actually showing evidence and proof of doing things for the people, and actually showing evidence and proof of him not begging the people to do what he needs to do for the people. How you gonna beg the people you trying to help for resources and money to help the people that you supposed to be trying to help? It's seemingly illogical. So I guess that's why you see these guys, they've been in it for years and years and years, but you can't point to no group of people. You can't point to nothing that they built. You can't point to no group of people that can say, well, me messing around with this person, that person has got me here. Because perceivably, once again, we go back to the righteous, and then we can go to the good old book. I know that everybody's not a Christian. Everybody don't believe in the Bible, this, that, and the third. But even no matter where you get the information from, if it's constructive, then it's able to be used. Just like the good old Bible say. And I done lost my train of thought. Golly, I hate I lost my train of thought on that one. And I'm gonna have to stop giving a little disclaimer. I'm just gonna say what I need to say, because when I giving that disclaimer, I forgot what I was about to say. But in my mind, after seeing the way that a real actual community activist does now, mind you, this Charleston White that you see on the internet now, matter of fact, currently trying to cancel my nigga because something he said. and being exposed to him by me meeting Mr. Charleston and seeing how actually he does things and being able to witness, because if it's not documented, it didn't happen. By being able to see him going in them neighborhoods and with them kids, and him not necessarily looking like he ain't dressed in designer clothes, he ain't dressed in fancy African silk garments to try to play a role or play a character in that aspect. This nigga was down there in regular clothes, straw hats, cowboy hats, out there in the field, having the little boys, they want some work, because these poor kids, the nigga babies, they out there, they might need some help, need some work, to do what they need to do. Mr. Charles put them to work, and he paid them. And not only that, while he doing all that, come on, buddy, while he doing all that, he dropping jewels on them. I don't see that. I have not seen that in none of these. I have not seen, and even in Dr. Umar, I see the speaking engagement. I don't see any. I don't see any testimonials of any young men at this point. Because, like I said, the nigga been saving for the goddamn school for damn near 10, 15 years. And you don't see no examples of a group of young men saying, "Well, through Dr. Umar, I became this. I became all I can be, and by his teachings and all this guidance, I was able to build this, and this." Don't see that, and really in none of these other characters either. This is what I was about to say. There's a saying that Jesus told the disciples. He said, you'll be able to do greater deeds, greater miracles, and greater deeds than I do. If once I'm gone. If you follow and observe how I do things. I don't see nobody that came underneath these niggas that's doing bigger or better things, because I really am not impressed by the things they've done. Now, it's all right. Okay, you can put your documents tell about the history, this, that, the third. That's fine. That's fine, okay, but you could do that without selling it, really. And I guess it's all about a way in the hustle to make the money and this, that, and the third. But then if you're gonna do that, then don't be double-minded. The double-minded person, it's not righteous. If you got your mind over here on this side and you got your mind on this side, and you bringing the information to the people like that, and you bringing the people the information, but you're doing the things you're saying one thing, but your actions are showing another. And once thing we go back to Charleston White, he say all manners of crazy shit, offensive shit, but nobody ever really talks about the history of his doing. They talk about what he say. Well, he said this, he said that. But then when they talk about the good old black constantly, oh, he said this and he said that, and I feel so good because he said this, that, and the third. You can't, your feel good ain't gonna move you. It ain't gonna change your, now, your feel good might inspire you to do something. But that's something that you should be able to do on your own. You don't need nobody to tell you what you need to do. If you have it in your mind and your spirit, well, I want to help people, I want to be a better person, then what you do is you see all the things that make you not a good person, and you eliminate those things and you replace them with things that are more constructive. If you want to help people, you find somebody and you go help them. It's as simple as that. But like I said, I used to listen to all this. I used to listen to the Black empowerment speakers on a regular. Get my feel good messages and spend my money in donations and shit like that, and buy their little punk ass products that's sitting on my shelf in my house. But then I see shit like, okay, you got one guy, he doing revenge porn on the bride. You got Umar, he talking about he for the kids, but he a goddamn deadbeat ass daddy. Then you got the one nigga that selling films and shit like that, and doing all types of conventions and shit. But you know, he didn't make, this is what apparently how it appears to make his money. And the only reason he's able to make this money is by selling is by fundraising through you and selling the product that you fundraised for him back to you. And not only that, if me saying some shit like this, that person will listen to it and say, oh, you pocket watching. You jealous of my money. Nigga, you got the money from the people. And you didn't got some of my money. So if I want to say somebody, you can kiss my motherfucking ass about anybody, any of this person's followers. I ain't gonna say the nigga name. It's not necessary. So in my mind, know for self, do for self. Don't be looking for, don't go around this earth looking for your personal Jesus or your presented Jesus, your Malcolm, Martin Luther King, Booker T. Washington, W.D.B. Du Bois, Marcus Garvey, nigga. Be that for yourself. You see, you got books and education that you can read about these people, find out what they did, learn information they know. Remix it and do it for yourself. You ain't got to go. Once you turn that shit off, you forget all about it. It made you feel, it got you hyped up. But once you turn it off, you back to doing the same old regular shit you was doing before you turned it on. Niggas talk about codes and they talk about the culture. The culture, when they talk about culture, they always talk about rap and shit like that, music and entertainment. Culture is an instrument of power. How is your rapping, dissing songs and other random boy talking about this actress and actress criticizing the black woman or criticizing the black man and this, that? How is that built? How is that helping your culture? How is that empowering you? A lot of these niggas don't even know what culture is. According to Nearly Fuller Jr., culture is whatever you're doing whatever a particular group of people is doing at that time. So if you're not doing anything that's going to bring you power, then your culture is garbage. Black culture is garbage. Black culture it's all but what the white people, they still in our dance mood. The white people, they rapping like us. They stealing out them culture votes. This nigga, the white people own that shit. Your highest paid rapper is not paid by an African-American Negro or nigga folks. They paid by a tiny hat motherfucker or they paid by a Caucasian. So your culture, if you talking about rap is your culture, you don't own this shit. The white man just run your black ass off. So yeah, I was just thinking, Dr. Umar continually showed Jermaine Shoemake, the Umar Johnson alias BKA, AKA, continually shows us who we are. And who was that? Who said that? The lady, the dearly departed lady. Once somebody shows you who they are, you supposed to start believing. When the nigga that showed you several times what he is, whether it be the conscious stripper, whether it be you thugging, you're on the phone playing thug. Yeah, pull up. You got how the fuck you talking on the phone in the phone? Soon as people saw that shit, man, come on, man. You can't get no more fugazi than that. So once again, I'm gonna go on and mosey my own merry way on out of here. Thank you all for your time. There's no such thing as black people. Okay then. Whatever it is, you must be one of them Hebrew Israelite ass niggas. Once again, some other people, it's time to construct, wearing some goddamn purple capes, holding the Bible. Ain't got nothing, built nothing, showing nothing. Everybody in the tribe, the Puerto Ricans is a tribe, the Mexicans is a tribe. We can sleep with these people, we can intermingle with these people. Ain't no such thing as black, we all Hebrews. Fuck that bullshit. Nigga nation or nothing. Eyes be that and I have no problem being that. Facebook or YouTube, they won't let me call myself as nigga man, but I identify as the nigga. I am the descendant of those who were once enslaved in America that pretty much built this country. No, I know pretty much too, that built this country and made it to what it is now. The least of these. Peace and love, man. Let me get on out of here, man. Thank y'all for y'all time. Man, fuck all these motherfucking fake ass empowerment ass niggas, man. And I don't care how anybody feel about it. I don't care how he made you feel and what he supposedly taught you and how you view them. They ain't doing a goddamn thing for me, so my opinion is gonna be what it's gonna be. And that's it.